understanding Cosmo literature, the extensions of new media. For a lively Twitter background, you can use hashtag Cosmo literature, and this is my Twitter handle. The central objective of this presentation is to provide a new conceptual theoretical framework starting from the role of new media in shaping a new kind of literature, which I call Cosmo literature. New media or social media. Levinson, in his significant book, New Media, differentiates among three types of media. Firstly, the old media, such as printing press, radio, and television, that are produced and controlled by the producers and editors or the gatekeepers. The audiences of this type of media are passive in the meaning of just receiving and consuming information without having the ability to publish it. Secondly, the new media such as internet, computer, multimedia, Amazon, and iTunes provide the audiences with the privilege of producing and disseminating information besides consuming it. However, this is not the case all the time. For example, the content of most of the digital journals are directed and controlled by the editors and producers, the same gatekeepers of the physical editions who are responsible for directing the stream of news in certain ideological, political, or religious trends. The audiences secure more power with new media such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blogging, and Wikipedia to the extent that they can be producers and consumers at the same time. Levinson moves on to clarify that sociality is one of the important merits, but not the peculiar capability of new media, leading them to be labeled social media. People can engage in a social practice by chatting about the content presented in all the media like television, radio, or journals. Building from this postulate, Levinson believes that the term new media takes precedence over social media. New media and the world democracies. New media such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and blogging are playing a vibrant role in achieving world democracies and shaking the stability of many oppressive regimes around the world. Digitally initiated protests led to drastic changes in many parts of the world, such as Iceland, the Arab world, United States of America, Spain, and Ukraine. And in the longer version of this paper, I give full accounts of how new media helped those countries revolt against their regimes. Global Village, Cosmopolitanism, and Literature. Marshall McLuhan believes that media, in their long history of tradition from oral, written, printed to electronic tradition, shaped the consciousness of masses. Additionally, media connected the different parts of this world. After McLuhan's postulates, the term global village gained publicity. The term global village is the seed for more recent and developed terms such as cosmopolitanism. Abia defines cosmopolitanism as universality plus difference. According to Abia, people should care about each other regardless of their differences. Abia believes that all cultures have a shared ground of vocabularies to begin a conversation. He adds that media can facilitate such a cross-cultural conversation. The ubiquitous new media are increasingly pushing people to live in a cosmopolitan community. The global citizens of the cosmopolitan society are sharing similar life experiences and human feelings. Cosmo literature. This pluralistic identity is recently producing its own literature, which I call Cosmo literature. What I mean by Cosmo literature is all forms of literature, whether oral, audio, printed, or digital, produced by the capabilities provided by new media. Building from this definition, I will set out in the following paragraphs the features of what I call Cosmo literature by discussing two new media novels. The first one will be Hearts, Keys and Puppetry, a novel by Neil Gaiman. The second one will be a Facebook novel entitled Only 1 Millimeter Away by the Moroccan writer Abdelwahid Staito. Features of Cosmo Literature. Number 1, produced by new media. The two writers, Gaiman and Staito, experimented with the capabilities of two important new media, Facebook and Twitter. Using new media in producing literature provides many choices for writing formats such as doing polls, commenting, and liking. New concepts have been added to the process of literary creativity, such as sharing, posting, tweeting, commenting, and blogging, in addition to imposing other writing constraints, such as committing to the medium limits of certain number of words or letters. Another important feature related to the settings of new media is the vertical bottom-up reading instead of horizontal reading in traditional literature. Number 2, collaborative. Cosmo Literature has the reader involved in the process of producing the literary text. He is a genuine partner in the process of developing the plot and deciding the fates of characters. In the Facebook novel, readers direct the main notes in the plot, while in the Twitter novel, every reader writes a new different part or incident. With Cosmo Literature, we have many authors and readers at the same time, instead of one author and many readers. Number 3, multilingual. The cosmopolitan citizens who live in a society connected with new media have the ability to read in many different languages, in addition to having a basic knowledge of world cultures. They even create their own language, such as the lead language. Staito coins new terms such as facebatic from Facebook and psychopathic in a reference to psychopathic Facebook users. Many languages are used in developing the incidents of the TOEFL, such as Spanish, French, and German, in addition to English as the main language of the TOEFL. The same situation is applicable to the Facebook novel, where Spanish, French, and Franco-Arabic are used in addition to the Arabic language as the main language. Number 4, multimedia. New media provide different multimedia such as videos, photos, and audios to be employed in the same text. Facebook, in Staito's novel, has the privilege of the instant interaction with every chapter by comments, likes, emojis, and polls. Different readers designed the covers for the printed version, proposed photos for the novel's characters, and published photos of the famous places where the incidents took place. After finishing the novel, Staito printed it out in a paperback copy. An important trait of Cosmo Literature, supported by the potentials of new media, is the fact that the line of incidents can't be edited after posting it. In the traditional literature, the writer has the possibility to reverse and reshape the whole plot during the process of writing, but in Cosmo Literature, neither the original author nor the readers have the choice to do that, because once the post is posted, it becomes an agreement among the participants on the line of the plot. Suspenseful. As the heart of Cosmo Literature is the element of suspense. New media writers need to keep readers interested in their writing, and most importantly, to be involved in developing the plot by either direct writing, as the case with the TOEFL, or commenting, as with the Facebook novel. Towards this, certain themes such as fairy tales and detective stories take predominance over others. The confines of certain numbers of letters and words provided by new media keep readers all the time curious to follow the line of incidents. Creating new dimensions of time. With a traditional paper-based novel, the most prominent times are the times of incidents, narration, and reading. The time in Cosmo Literature has an additional dimension, the time of scrolling down to reach the first tweet, as the case with Gaiman's TOEFL. During the time of scrolling down, the reader will get a good sense of the theme of the TOEFL by reading some shuttered tweets. Other readers could enjoy reading that waffle top down instead of bottom up, the case that would create another different dimension of reading the incidents. During 2 months, Stato was posting a chapter every 2 days in his Facebook novel. Sometimes Stato was collecting a number of chapters and publishing them as a chunk on a different website for the new Facebook novel fans to follow the line of incidents. And other times, Stato was stopping the fluidity of episodes to publish a poll asking the readers about their preferences of the fate of characters or major incidents. The shifting between the real and fictional worlds help readers live in the character's time. The Facebook settings permitted a certain number of words for every chapter to appear in the front page of only 1 millimeter away. However, the reader could press continue reading to go to another interface to read the whole chapter. Going back and forth between the front page of the novel and the subsequent pages is another added dimension of time. Number 7, blurring the boundaries between what is fictional and what is real. The main plot of Stato's Facebook novel depends on stealing the Zohra, or the Moroccan Mona Lisa, James McBay's 1952 oil painting, from the Tangier American Legation Museum. McBay painted this painting for a 15-year Moroccan girl 60 years ago. In the real world, this girl is now a grandmother whose sons are living in the United States. When the writer tells his readers this fact, they suggest that he should visit her. Additionally, many readers decide to go visit the Tangier American Legation Museum to see the Zohra painting with which they were living many weeks of writing their novels. Most significantly, after chapter 25, the writer received an invitation from the director of the Tangier American Legation Museum, the home of the stolen painting, according to Stato's novel, to speak about the novel. Number 8, developing a new concept of literariness. Roman Jacobson coined the term literariness in 1921 to mean the formal characteristics of language that make it literary regardless of the social, historical, biographical, or psychological factors related to the literary text. The shift from the print culture to the digital culture in the recent age accounts for the interest in new poetical concepts. The digital literariness acquires its existence not just from the language but also from the capabilities provided by the medium. In Cosmo literature, the author sometimes sacrifices some literary standards in return for experiencing a new kind of literary writing. Cosmo literature versus electronic literature. The previous 8 features are the main characteristics of what I mean by Cosmo literature. Some of these characteristics are applicable with electronic literature, but not all electronic literature pieces use new media. At the heart of this argument, Cosmo literature is the most kind of literature that deals with readers as creators, not just readers of the literary piece, and provides them with the chance to be readers and authors at the same time. Moreover, readers have the final decision in shaping the major parts of the literary piece. Although electronic literature makes use of all types of digital technology, approaching it in relation to new media takes more broader dimensions. Electronic literature still undergoes the confines of language and culture. Although the readers of electronic literature enjoy an effective role in interacting with the text, they do that separately, in spite of the fact that they live in a global village. We still need a Cosmo literature that gathers all peoples under its vast umbrella, making use of the capabilities of new media. In summary, this presentation provides an important opportunity to advance my understanding of a new kind of literature that I name Cosmo literature, supported by the appearance of new media. What I mean by Cosmo literature is all forms of literature, whether oral, audio, printed, or digital, produced by the capabilities provided by new media. Thank you.
So we do have time for some questions.